Hello everybody, how are you? The sun is down, the night has fallen. We're driving through Ohio at this point in time. And I thought, wow, this is timely because so many people in Ohio that know me, that have heard of me, are reacting to these videos we're putting out there about different communities, different cities. And they're asking, how can we meet cool, sexy people in Ohio? Because that seems to be a hot topic. Everybody looking for love, or at least somebody cool to hang out with. And we've talked about it for different cities around Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Georgia. We're just trying to get people in North Carolina, in the case of Charlotte. We're trying to get people to hook up, man. And they like the approach because what I'm advocating people do is avoid the bars, avoid that scene, and try to meet people through associations, organizations, churches, because one, you're sharing a common interest, so therefore there's something to talk about. Two, it takes the pressure off, and it's not as sleazy. It's not, you know. So this will work for anybody over the age of 18 until you're not even alive. In fact, maybe even after you're dead, this might work. It's that powerful. So here are 5 ways to meet cool, sexy, available singles in Ohio. And I can't mess this up because I was a cool, sexy, available single in Ohio until I moved to Los Angeles. So as always, this is a joeditzel comedy production. Number 1. In Ohio, guys, there's one thing you gotta have, and you gotta carry them with it at all times. This is a must, because it's gonna come up in every conversation eventually with everybody you interact with in the state, and over time it's gonna come up. You must have your own pair of bowling shoes. I don't care if you're an art museum director, if you're the president of a CEO of a company, if you run your own company, if you're a sanitation worker, if you're a student, if you're a hockey player, a football player. Eventually, people from work, people from your club, people from your association are going to say, hey man, are you coming to our bowling night? And it's going to happen so often. And I'm talking 5, 6, 7 times a week, sometimes during the day, sometimes for breakfast. They have these bowling nights, bowling outings. Everybody in Ohio bowls at all times. Therefore, you should and will have your own bowling shoes, I guarantee it. And the reason that benefits you in the dating scenario is you're ready to go. You're ready to go when people invite you to an event, to a bowling alley outing, anything. It's any type of bowling, you're ready. Now there is a next level option, and that's to have your own ball. That involves a little bit more expense, a little more time and trouble. However, I can guarantee you that in the state of Ohio, from Cleveland to Cincinnati, from Toledo to Marietta, you will use that ball if you decide to invest in one. And I'm not going to point out anybody in particular. I'm not going to name names, but I know several people that have more than one bowling ball. They have them for different conditions, different states of the lane, different times of day, different physical feelings in their body, different temperatures, different humidities. I'm not saying you have to go to that crazy level. I'm just saying, start with bowling shoes, guys, because it's going to be the basis for every social interaction eventually that you have in the state of Ohio, and therefore you will be that much closer to love. Number 2, in Ohio, guys, it's important that you understand one thing beyond bowling, and that's football. Now, you don't have to be a jock. You don't have to have ever played football. You don't even have to like football. But I'm telling you, if you're a man or a woman, a woman or a man, if you're a tall person or a short person, you will in fact talk about football every day. Football is on the air every day. Football is in season every day. Football is not in season. Football, beyond bowling, football is the number one topic of conversation. And perhaps the most interesting thing is when football is discussed during bowling outings. Guys, if you don't understand the basics of American football, not to say that soccer's not big, but American football dominates, then you are going to be out of so many opportunities to meet the woman, the man of your dreams. And it's not that either them or you have to play or even like football, but so many conversations, guys, involve football, and not just the Ohio State University or Ohio University in Athens or Miami University in Oxford or Bowling Green State University in Bowling Green, Ohio. I'm talking about high school football is bigger than in Texas. Texas keeps talking about high school football so big down there, and it is. You know where they learned it? From Ohio. Okay? Where is the Pro Football Hall of Fame, guys? Yes, it's in Canton, Ohio. Why? Because Ohio was the nexus, the center, the capital of football when the NFL was born in 1922 or whenever it was. Most of the teams were in Ohio and Western Pennsylvania. You gotta understand the basics and be able to talk about them, or they're gonna look at you like you're from another planet. You might as well be from someplace foreign like Michigan if you don't understand the basics of football. There you go, guys. That's point number 2 that's going to get you one step closer to love in Ohio. And now number 3 is very much of a niche idea. But if you're in the band, if you play an instrument, if you're in the marching band, if you're in music, if you're a music student, then you need to learn some specific songs that are going to put you closer to love. One is Hang on Sloopy. Now, Hang on Sloopy is played at all the football games in the capital city of Columbus. And it is a song that gets you on your feet, gets you dancing, and what does that do? It gets the blood flowing. What does that do? That gets people happy, gets them in the mood, gets them friendly, and makes it an environment that encourages love. That's right, music is the grease for the skids of love. So if you can learn some music or learn to appreciate music that is important to Ohio, such songs such as Hang on Sloopy, then you have improved your opportunity. You are greasing the skids of love. That's number 3. Number 4. In Ohio, what is one of the things that is going to change? You have it right, the weather. And how does that impact people's love life? Well, the thing about changing weather is you got to dress for it. So if you're in the beginnings of a relationship, what is something, a gift that you can give that doesn't suggest you're trying to go too fast? That's right, rubber boots. If you can get your loved one some rubber boots as a gift in the early stages of the relationship, you've done yourself a solid. Because they know, if they're from Ohio, they know that you understand that safety and dryness are so important in Ohio. Because even on the sunniest day, with the most beautiful breeze wafting down from Lake Erie that is keeping things cool, and there's a cloudless sky, everybody in Ohio knows that can change in 5 minutes. And within 5 minutes, a thunderstorm will cover the sky, and lightning will be coming down to the earth as if thunderbolts were sent by God himself. So So that if you are giving your potential date rubber boots, they could be LL Bean boots, they could be regular galoshes, they could be boots you bought at the discount store for 35% off, plus your 10% senior citizen discount, nobody cares. What's important is that you're showing you are concerned about the safety and dryness of the feet of the person that you potentially want to date. And that is going to go so far for you in Ohio, guys, you're not going to believe it. I've seen people open boxes of boots as a gift and they start crying. It's an emotional moment in Ohio when somebody opens a box of rubber boots. Especially if they fit right out of the box. No returns, no going back, no muss, no fuss. It shows you're paying attention, guys. All right, that's number 4. And number 5, if you're looking for love in the state of Ohio, there's one more thing that you can do to improve your chances. And that's know that Ohioans have one thing that they're especially proud, among many, but one thing that they're especially proud of, especially people from the middle of the state, from Marysville down to Chillicothe, they are particularly proud of one thing, and that's a game called a game called euchre. You could also say that in the upper part of the state, in the Cleveland, Akron, Canton area, euchre is just as dominant. So if you can play euchre, it's a card game, guys. Just get on the Google machine and learn how to play it. And here is the interesting thing. I don't think that you'll play euchre necessarily with your intended loved one anytime during your courtship. But the moment they invite you to a family outing, guys, that involves their parents, their grandparents, their aunts, their uncles, their cousins, their sisters, their brothers, their nieces, their nephews, any kind of family outing that has a barbecue, watermelon, fried chicken, those jellos that come in the mold, any of those items, any outdoor activity where barbecue briquettes will be charred, you can sure to tootin' guarantee that somebody's going to start playing euchre, and they're going to ask you to play. Now, you could laugh it off and say, oh, I don't know how to play. That's one option, and that's certainly some way to go that you may want to choose. However, if you know how to play euchre and can slide in as if you've been playing all your life, you're going to get bonus points from their relatives, which will then give you bonus points with your intended. Guys, this is the bottom line in Ohio. These are the inside secrets. You're not going to get this anywhere else on the interwebs. If you're looking for love in the Buckeye State, you're tired of being alone, you're tired of rolling around in your empty bed that has nothing in it except for your 1,000 thread sheets and your dog, who seems to be more demanding every year because the dog pulls the covers. Your very own dog, who you feed, pulls the covers off of you during the middle of an Ohio winter. If this describes your life, these are things you're going to want to know. It's going to improve your love life, guys. Give them a try. Let us know how it goes. Get on the Twitter machine. Get on the YouTube machine. Let us know how it goes. And remember, this has been a Joe Ditzel parody. Talk to you soon.